The wooden edition of Thomas the Tank Engine. Episode 1. The really weird looking engine. Thomas was puffing his way down the line, heading to pick up Annie and Clara from Knapford Yard, when he stopped to see this rusty engine. Thomas didn't know what it was, where it had come from, but his driver decided to go ask the Fat Controller. So Thomas puffed back up the line to the Fat Controller's office. The Fat Controller then stepped out of his office and had no idea what was going on. "Sir," said Thomas. "Yes," replied the Fat Controller. "I found this really weird looking engine on my way to Knapford Yard. Can you identify it?" "I'll see what I can do," said the Fat Controller. So he climbed into the cab and they went off to the engine. The Fat Controller then stood out to see what it was. "I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, we've got to haul it back to the yard." So using chains, Thomas pulled this engine onto the rails. It was then backed up the line onto a siding. Fat Controller grabbed a picture of one of his trains that he saw in Canada. "Hold on a minute," said the Fat Controller. "I know what this is." "What is it, sir?" shouted Thomas. "It's a CN AC 4400 CW YN3B locomotive." Rephrase that, please. "It's basically a freight engine thing. They use them in Canada, up north from the Canadian National Railway. I wonder if we can repair this." The Fat Controller went into his repair shop to find anything related to it. "Aha!" he said. "By tomorrow we'll have this repaired spick and span." "Okay," said Thomas. And they got to work on the locomotive. Thomas then went to get Annie and Clarabelle. But something was wrong. When he arrived at the yard, they weren't there. Instead were these really weird coaches. "What are these?" thought Thomas. "Oi, what you doing?" said the coaches. "Ah!" screamed Thomas. "What the hell? Who are you?" The coaches tried to stop, but Thomas tried to get them into the yard. Then all hell broke loose. The tracks behind him were still set into the yard where the old locomotive was. So when the coupling snapped, Thomas was shot back all the way straight into the locomotive. The old locomotive was thrown on its side at the moment of impact. Thomas rolled off the line into one of the boxes. Help was needed, and fast. The Fat Controller then got up to see what devastation those coaches had caused. Luckily for Thomas, he could roll onto the line. "Sir," said Thomas, "I need to show you these cheeky coaches." So Thomas and the Fat Controller went to the coaches. "Excuse me, but you stopped us trying to build something." "Like what?" said the coaches. "Oh, they might know you." "It might know you," said the Fat Controller. So the coaches were flipped around. And Thomas, after 4 days, brought in Bill. Bill? Who's Bill? It's the name of this train. Oh, Bill. Well, the locomotive had already dropped off to sleep. But then it sprung to life, this time 10 times angrier than expected. Whoa! The Fat Controller braced for impact beside a building as the locomotive was making Thomas race down the line. Thomas tried to use his brakes, but it wasn't enough to stop him. The coaches, the old locomotive, and Thomas were all derailed. Right, guys, that was the first episode of the wooden edition of Thomas the Tank Engine. I hope you enjoyed it. Smack that like button if you did. And if you're new to the channel, press that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.